The thing about the PS5 is that when you're getting your head sucked by those octopus men, you can really feel it through your hands. Like.
It's great.
We're back.
And we're going to play Demon's Souls.
We've got our good friend Joe with us.
How are you getting on, lads?
Long time coming.
Long time coming.
Yeah.
A few Dark Souls and Bloodborns and everything else in between. Now we're here.
Yeah, that's it.
We've been playing too many hard games on the channel, so we just thought we'd do something really easy, like Demon's Souls, you know.
We're going to follow this stream up with Returnal, so just for a bit of a more easier gradient again.
I think we just get the games easier
And then finish
easier.
with a hard one though, you know.
Yeah.
Ratchet and Clank. Well, I've never played it. It could be hard, is it?
No, kind of. Well, it doesn't
No,
play.
not at all,
No,
no.
it doesn't play itself. Someone, I think I don't know who. Maybe it was Donkey said that it was like it was Doom Eternal but PG.
I did like the PS4 one now, in fairness. That was the first game you gave to me when I got the PS4.
The one that's just called Ratchet and Clank.
You gave it to me on disc, you were like, play this.
It's a really good game. Yeah, it's very good. I played this on the PS3 and like, you know, it was pretty bloom-lighty, nothing too amazing, but like
This
this
is built from the ground up though, isn't it?
this looks so nice.
This
yeah,
is like totally rebuilt.
I think they just rebuilt everything, yeah.
This is kind of what you first see when you enter Boletaria. I know you remember playing this like in the first Demon's Souls in the PS3. This looked really impressive.
That looks like going to Northern Ireland in the 90s. When you get to the border, it's just like fucking watchtowers everywhere. Do they ease you into this game, or is it fucking straight to video?
Well, what I found out is that if you know how to play it, it's quite easy because they give you a lot of consumables. But I remember playing it the first time. This is back in 2010 when games were kind of playing themselves and checkpoints were really generous. So I was like, I'll consume all of these herbs or whatever. And then I died and wound up back at the start
From
of this,
the items.
and I found out that the game isn't as generous as it is at the start throughout it. Like, so you can see I'm kind of tearing through these lads now because this is new game plus. Yeah, but and I'd still be a little bit overpowered for this. But yeah, it's typical kind of Dark Souls fare for anybody who didn't really play it. You can get killed in 2 hits no matter what level you are.
Would you say there's Ciarán mode in it though?
There is one Ciarán mode, and people aren't talking about Ciarán mode too much, but
this is a mode made exclusively for me, and
so
people like me.
If you're like Ciarán and you're very easily frustrated by constant death, and you just want to play a game.
That's one of the main reasons I didn't play the first Dark Souls. I played like 2 hours of it, and it was just everything about it was so like oppressive and claustrophobic.
Yeah, it'll do that.
Nah, I'm gonna play like something on the Switch instead.
You're gonna love this game because it has really tight hallways throughout.
One of my favourite bits of Demon's Souls is there's like a bottomless pit of like souls here, and they just never really explain what it is.
I never jumped in it, but you die, right?
Oh, I jumped in it. Yeah, I died.
So
that's just baiting people,
it's
is
just
it?
There. It's just kind of hanging out there. It's just like
I remember when I played Dark Souls 2 for the first time. I walked directly off the edge because of the contrast on the screen. It was like a sunny day, and I got an achievement, and it just said "Welcome to Dark Souls."
Jesus Christ!
And I'd already played the first Dark Souls and a little bit of this in the PS3, and it still felt like really hard to swallow. Like I felt like turning it off. Yeah, I think they were gauging appetites for difficulty because we mentioned a little bit earlier on that
maybe culturally in Japan people were more receptive to that at that time, though, weren't they?
Probably.
Like, weren't like Mega Drive games and stuff were dumbed down for the US market, whereas the Japanese market you had like less lives and like more levels and kind of shit like that, wasn't it?
Well, this might look a bit gothy and a bit harder, but if you play The Lion King on the Sega Mega Drive, like,
Aladdin, man,
you tell me that's easy. Like that was the rental market gone mad. Whereas it was like, we'll just exploit
keep dying
these children.
so you keep renting it out the next weekend, like.
But this game doesn't charge a rental, which is handy, which is why it's significantly easier than Lion King and Aladdin.
Anyway, wait till we have subscription-based games, man.
Oh,
but I think we're almost there.
Yeah, we're not far off.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mention Ciarán mode, right? So if you lose a bit of health there and you want to unlock easy mode, just make sure you get a bit of space. There's a spell where you can do a little Sekiro, where you can come back to life after you die. It's really handy if you just don't want to explode.
That's in Sekiro, is it?
Demon's Souls is really good for that, where you can start off on any level, and there is really a suggested route to go. But I went up completing Boletaria before anywhere else, and I think the final encounter for the main game is supposed to be in Boletaria.
Is it like a thing that you can like choose the route you want to go? Like,
there'll be like difficulty barriers, you know, as in you'll run into a lad that'll kill you in one hit, and you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be here.
So this has like world-based stuff, and it's not like Dark Souls that's just like one big interconnected map. There's levels that you drop into that are completely separate from each other. But you should do like world 1-1, then 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, and then kind of slowly work your way through all of them at like the same pace. Or you could do what Joe did, where he just did all of world 1 like straight away. So it's kind of like, it's nice that you get enough souls when you beat any of the bosses that you can just kind of take your own route through it, which is pretty cool.
You can still get your arse handed to you.
I think it just means if you get stuck, then you're like, at least I have options.
Yeah, I have another way to go.
Yeah, I have a few different places that I can go to, or do I want to knuckle down and try learn off one of the bosses that's there or something?
Watching you play Bloodborne, Joe, I just passenger seated that game the whole time when you played it, and something I noticed that I like thought was really satisfying was like, you're going down these like windy little paths and stuff, but you eventually will like open gates that will be like a shortcut that will like connect parts of the world and stuff. And I was like, oh, so there is much more to this than I'd initially given it like credit for.
Dark Souls 2 was one of those ones where it's just like, how does any of this geography make sense? But it always feels very linked up here. This is the Green Knight. He doesn't really attack you, and if you do attack him, he kind of respects you for it as well. You're not playing any Christmas game with him or anything like that, but you're certainly, and he can absolutely mess you up so quickly. But he doesn't appear to be too keen on attacking me.
Does he come into it later on then?
He has an outrageous amount of health.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you can barely see.
Oh my god.
And one hit will kill you as well. Like, he'll just do a little swing at you. I might just actually leave this.
Yeah.
I don't
leave
need
him
this.
to his kale and fucking onion soup.
The fact he did nothing and was just sizing you up there was even more intimidating.
I've noticed a lot of enemies are humans. Is that just like early game?
So yeah, you start off usually because it's easy to understand, you know, especially in games like this. It's easy to understand like a knight with a weapon. You block and you move, and then eventually all like the ghouls and goblins start
bringing
appearing.
Weirder mechanics that you have to get your head around, like
tentacles to dodge and stuff like that.
Great.
Utterly disgusting.
That does not sound like the kind of thing I want to get involved with after like a day at work, you know?
Chances are you come back from a day at work, right, and maybe things didn't go well, and you beat one boss and you get the big like victory achieved on the screen. No matter how frustrating you are, and like you might wait months for that in your job, but all you have to do is just die a couple of times to a boss in this game, and you got yourself a massive like, you have achieved something. This is incredible.
Yeah, I kind of vibe with that actually.
But you do get that sense of
prey slaughtered.
Prey slaughtered. Oh, Bloodborne is the best, you know. It doesn't take very long in Bloodborne to realise, oh, I'm the bad man. I'm
yeah. Same director and all though, is it?
Oh yeah, Miyazaki.
Yeah.
Total lunatic. At the start of this game, the entire tutorial is like those little scratch marks, the oranges on the ground just being like R1s to attack. Figure the rest out yourself. Haha. When your world tendency changes, the world subtly changes with it. And world tendency, for anybody who hasn't played the game, is basically if you die in human form, or if you kill other NPCs without any real reason to do it, your world tendency darkens. If your world tendency is dark, you actually take way more damage, and I think your health lowers as well. They made it purposely obscure in the first game, and I do think that they go out of their way to explain it a little bit more in this.
Certain routes will be open as well when the tendency is either pure black or pure white. So.
Yeah, like boulders will be removed, and you can get certain items and stuff like that.
Yeah. You played the first one of this, but not this one.
No, I played this on the PS3. Oh,
yeah,
you mean like
sorry,
the old version,
original version.
Yeah.
So would like what you're seeing here, it's pretty much the same thing.
Oh, it's spot on, it's exactly the same. A lot of the things that they would have changed is more cosmetic things, just to make it kind of nicer to make your way around, but not actually changing the layout of the map in any way.
What about the UI, UX?
It looks a lot cleaner, but it's quite
smoother to transition into.
That looks like the first Dark Souls. Like Bloodborne has it, but it looks like it's on like, you know, a cracked leather kind of bound notebook.
They just changed all the words from soul to blood. That's the company that made this was BluePoint, and they were bought by Sony because they're so good at remaking games. It's crazy. Like,
wow. They did the remaster for the Shadow of the Colossus as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's fantastic.
This was like their game straight after this.
That's a game that I really want to play.
It's great.
I have it, like, I just haven't bothered playing it. Like,
we'll play it on this. It's a great game.
That,
yeah, it's a great game.
Eco's great.
Did you ever play that? Did you?
Yeah, I did.
I never played that, but I was always enthralled by the cover art. It's like so beautiful. It's like a big windmill thing, and it's like kind of like an inky style of like artwork, you know. It's not like nowadays where it's just like a bloke on the cover.
I always
like every game. What the fuck is that?
I always find that stuff really interesting. Like take Eco as an example, where they would have been sitting around deciding the box art for each country, and they'd be like, right, well, we have the Europe one here. It's a really nice windmill painting. It's great.
Yeah, I think
and
that's the same as it's like NTSC. Or no, it's PAL and NTSCJ.
Yeah. And then for America, they were like, no, render the kid really ugly and stick him on the front instead. Like, it's just, I don't get the process of how you pick those covers.
Yeah, I think it must have been a thing, like, someone put out a game in the 90s in the States that had, like, a bloke on the front with a gun, and it sold
did really
millions,
well.
Yeah.
Made Modern Warfare
like,
2 or
star.
something.
Yeah.
Has to be that, like.
The old, because I think Sega used to use those old templates, didn't they? They'd have like,
the graphics.
Yeah, they're so strange.
The Master System ones were horrible looking, but the Mega Drive ones were fucking deadly because they were like inverted, so it was black with like white grids on it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess like loads of companies have tried standardize, like video game companies have tried standardize their box art like that, but like I guess Sega might be the first ones to do it. Or I don't know. See, we're not American, so we don't really know much about Atari. Do you think Atari were up to that in the early 80s, or?
I'm not sure, but
There's a fucking Medusa.
I think like, you know, they
Cthulhu.
Yeah, these are the guards of the Tower of Latria. They're these weird Cthulhu monster things.
Yeah, when they
not
get you,
nice.
they suck on your head. It's entirely unpleasant.
Quite awful. Yeah.
Leave you
The
like
haptic feedback's great for it,
sucked-
though.
a sucked raisin. Is it?
The thing about the PS5 is that when you're getting your head sucked by those octopus men,
You can feel
you can really feel it through your hands. Like.
It's great. It's great.